What's going on, and welcome to Oil and Gears. Today is an off day for me because I don't have to go into work. So what do? What do us XB enthusiasts do? We work on our cars. That's what we do. So today we're going to change the sway bar bushings or ENDLINKS, whatever you want to call them, and that's what I bought off of Amazon. I did see these on the XB forum. Somebody had suggested them and put the link, so I went ahead and bought them because there was only like 2 left. So I'm not too keen on the red, but you know, it's going to be underneath the car. Not many people are really going to see it. So these are what we're going to change. So we got those there for each side. And then we have these bushings here as well. So that's what we're going to do today. Let's get to it. Okay, so with my car, I have to jack it up on the side because it's low before I can jack the whole front end from the middle. So again, always put wheel chucks on the back of your car, which I need to do. There you go. We put wheel chucks, that way it doesn't roll back, but I also have my emergency e-brake on. So we'll jack it up here, then we'll put the bigger 3-ton jack at the center part of the car in the front, and we'll put the jack stands here. So what I want to mention is I do have a previous video that shows you all the jacking points on the first gen scionxb, so go check it out. So let's get to this and jack up the front and put the jack stands on. Okay, so for the safety of having the car jacked up in the front, we put the wheel chucks in the back and we put the jack stands, as you can see there, but I'm keeping the 3-ton jack in the front propped up just for safety measures. You always want to be extra safe when you're going to be under the car, so do that and you should be good to go. These are old jack stands that my dad had way back in the day, and I inherited those, so they're very sentimental. So jack stands, 3-ton jack just for safety, and the wheel chucks in the back. Okay, so this right here, this is what we're going to change. These pieces here and down here. As you can see, they're very worn, so we want to change those out. And so what I'll do is I'll place the jack right here so that this doesn't fall once I loosen everything. Because of the CV axle, I'm not able to get a socket on this top piece. Even when I turn the wheels right or left, there's no room. So what I did was there's right in here underneath, there's flat pieces where you can put these vice grips here, just like that. And then I got a 12mm socket and held on and loosened it. You can see how worn they are. That's what, 15 years or so? Is that 06? putting the vice grips in the middle and then a socket here, I was able to get this one loose. The top one, you're not going to be able to get a socket, so I have these and these, and holding tight onto here in the middle, I was able to loosen the top nut. So as you can see here, as you can see there, I have it tight and then the top nut, and I was able to loosen the top one. So once I get this loose, I'm able to take the whole thing off. It's actually taking longer than I was expecting, and this is just one side, but now I know how to maneuver it and get everything done, so the other side should not be hard. All right, so as you can see, I had to Dremel the nut there because I wasn't able to get it loose. Even with WD-40, it didn't come loose. So I Dremeled it, as you can see there, and I'm gonna take it off and we'll put the new in there. So I guess it all depends on the car. I mean, this was a lot more time than I thought. So the way that I talked about 2 pairs of vice grips worked on the passenger side, but this is the driver's side, and it wasn't coming off at all, and it started to strip. So I ended up just Dremeling the nut there. So I'm going to take that off and take everything off as well. All right, so as you can see, I've taken it off, and since I Dremeled it and I made that slot in it, it was able to come off fairly quickly. So now that we've got both sides off, we're going to add the new sway bar end links. All right, so here you go. We have them all set up. Now, each one of these, that metal piece that goes in the middle, one of them's longer than the other. So from what I've seen, the longer one here goes on the driver's side and the shorter goes on the passenger side. So I've got this in there, and then I'm gonna put the other one on the passenger side in and then tighten them up, and we should be good to go. All right, so here we have it installed, and I did have to grind down right here because I was afraid it was gonna hit the CV axle, but I guess that's normal because the ones that I just changed out, I guess, put this groove here. So either way, I couldn't switch the bolt. I couldn't reverse it because there was no way of being able to do that from the top. All right, so there you have it. This is with the car down from the jack. As you can see, there is clearance between the CV axle and that top nut. And there's also clearance on the passenger side as well now. So we are good to go. Well, there you have it. We finally changed the sway bar links bushings on the scionxb. This one was difficult. This one kicked my butt because Texas, it's already starting to get really hot. And in the garage and outside is just, as you can see, I'm drenched. It took longer than expected to get this done. I've never done it before. And, you know, at one point I had to use a Dremel to cut the one of the nuts on the bolts to get it off. But I did have to grind down one of the bolts because I was afraid it was going to hit the CV axle. So I did do that. These were made for the scionxb. I'm not sure why that bolt was that long, but we got it. It works. It's good to go. So like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm tired. We'll see you on the flip side. Peace.